Facebook Marketplace. That'd be a fun reviewed episode.
It's simultaneously good and obsessive at the same time. Probably that would be one I would be able to be critical about.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
To that person that didn't sell me that chair, 1 star.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Hit Brother Podcast. We're coming to you live from our new studio setup with a new segment we call Clune Reviewed. And this is, an opportunity where me and Mitch will take a topic or a piece of content or a concept and talk about it and review it and give it a rating at the end of the episode. Ready to dive on in?
Let's do it.
All right, so today's concept is Lent Reviewed. At least that's going to be the clickbait title. I think what we really want to talk about is particularly the fasting aspect of Lent. I feel like this is a part of Lent that I know for myself has been like a moving target. Like, how do I do fasting well during Lent?
Yeah.
But I also think for a lot of people out there, if they have an idea of fasting, even like priests out there preaching homily wise, I think maybe a little call on there is like they say something, but it's like I think we're maybe missing what the church teaches about fasting, or maybe what tradition teaches us about fasting. So like how do we what I really want to review and focus in on isn't Lent as a whole season, because I think that we could spend an hour or 3 hours or a long time talking about Lent, but particularly like how do you fast well?
Yeah, and I like the language here because one thing that I don't particularly care for and how Catholics have talked about Lent is what are you giving up for Lent?
Yeah. Do you think that's like because I know we talked about this just briefly a little bit on our drive back from like the men's conference, but like, do you think that was like a global thing that people use that? Like, what are you giving up? Or do you think that was like a family thing or like a cultural thing from where we grew up? I guess like college.
It's like it's a well-known thing because I even had one of my coworkers ask you that. Oh, what do you give up? And
what do you give up? Okay, I was just curious. Like,
his coworker wasn't from the same country that we grew up in.
Yeah.
So
I left the bubble of home to like more bubbles. so it's like I don't. Yeah. I'm like always like I kind of wondering like, okay, is this like a pretty common thing?
I think it's. At least in the U.S. church, it's pretty universal.
What did you like about it? Like, what bothers you about that verbiage?
It's not like that it bothers me. It's just like I think it kind of diminishes the point a little bit because like one, there's 3 pillars to Lent. There's prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. Mm-hmm. And when we say what did you give up for Lent, it just kind of, at least in my experience growing up, that was the only thing you did. And when you give it up, it doesn't like it kind of seems like it's just like the thing that you're doing for Lent as somewhat maybe as like a self-help kind of deal,
maybe like transactional even a little bit, right?
Yeah,
I can give this up and then I can have the transaction of celebrating with Easter candy. Right?
Yeah, right. And I guess like the other thing,
it's gonna make my Easter candy in my basket so much better if I give up chocolate for all of Lent, right?
Right. And the other thing is you can't fast from sins, but you can give up sins, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Elaborate. Can you draw that out?
So like, I'm just trying to think of an example of
excessive drinking.
Yeah, all right. I'm giving up getting drunk for Lent.
Okay, there you go.
Like, you can say that.
Right.
You can't fast from getting drunk during Lent.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's fair. Yeah. So you can, like, don't
get me wrong, giving up getting drunk is a great thing.
You should do that.
But this is kind of the whole point, is that that's not what fasting is.
Yeah.
Fasting is giving up a good thing because, it actually is essential that it is a good thing.
Okay. I like this because it's like a distinguishing point from like a Lenten resolution from a New Year's resolution.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Right, like a New Year's resolution is like I'm gonna finally lose those 20 pounds.
Yeah,
which is what Lent resolution or promise can feel like to some people. When I think like we talked about this briefly, but even now, like I think it's hitting home more is like what do we mean by fasting? And the church kind of gives us more on that than what we might think. Like the model of Ash Wednesday and Good Friday are fasting days, right?
Yeah.
Like 2 small meals and one
large meal that when, or 2 small wheels, small wheels,
small meals,
small meals that together aren't bigger than the large meal.
Yeah.
Which is not hard. Like, that is like laughable in terms of how other, not even like just like religions, but like even other branches of like Christianity, like how they fast. Like I'm thinking of like Orthodox or other people that celebrate the Great Fast. Like, but like,
how do they fast? Is like sundown, sun up, or like I know that's like
or traditional.
Islamic,
yeah, like what is that? Ramadan, is that what it is?
Yeah,
I think, but yeah, they do a crazy fast, sun up to sundown for like 40 to 50 days or whatever.
Well, even that too, like like I don't know what time of year Ramadan is, but like
It's about the same time of the year, if I remember correctly. Yeah,
I mean, even that's not too crazy. Like I could eat before the sun comes up, and
Yeah.
I'd be happy until the sun goes down and like have a meal, like
yeah,
But then again, like I guess like it depends on how used to living ascetically you
Yeah.
are. Ascetic, is that a word? It sounds like it could be a word. Like how used to asceticism, like how used you are to like giving yourself challenges, disciplines to like live not of the world. Like
yeah.
I think it could sound easy in some regards, but like also some people be like, I haven't fasted in ever, and
Yeah.
like, it feels a little daunting.
Yeah, exactly. This is definitely
It's easier said, or it's easier than what it might feel like. I guess that's the thing I would say is like, again, it could build this up as like the boogeyman in the closet, but then when you actually have done it, it's like, oh wow, I actually could do that, and it wasn't totally miserable. I mean, again, if you're used to like snacking a lot, you could like have some blood sugar dips. I certainly have had that at the beginning of Lent this year.
These last 2 weeks I've been kicking my butt because of that.
Yeah, it's just like, oh man,
it's becoming. I knew this was a thing and I've been wanting to do it, but like, yeah, not eating, like not having a snack right before I go to bed has been really destroying me.
Yeah,
but
throwing the sleep off and everything like that. Or
yeah. At this point, I'm kind of like resolving from it, but
yeah.
But anyhow, yeah, I just think, yeah, the traditional fasts are crazier. Like, even like traditional Catholic fast is like no dairy, no meat for the entirety of Lent.
Yeah.
No eggs, I think. I don't know. It's like
that's crazy.
And that's like where pancakes became a thing. Actually, it's like
to get rid of all
of the dairy and sugar, and that's another thing. Like
the spirit of Lent.
Yeah. So like something that I've been really like convicted of is like, in terms of fasting, is like I like to fast from one thing really well. So that would be what I give up. Like what is the one fast that I'm focusing on? And then for the rest of the things that for the rest of Lent, I do what I call like I live in the spirit of Lent. And that's kind of like appealing towards that traditional sense of what fasting as a church looks like. And so like no one should be like everyone. How am I trying to say this? Everyone should be fasting from sweets. Like, you shouldn't be having a dessert during Lent. Period.
Yeah, hot take.
Yeah, maybe hot take.
At Mitch in the comments.
Yeah, and like this shouldn't be, in my opinion, the thing that you've chosen to give up. I guess like you can, depending on your situation, it could be the one thing that you're focused on doing well. But like in the spirit of Lent, we're not eating desserts like on a random night.
Right.
During the spirit of Lent, we're drinking water when we record this podcast. Right. We're not
drinking bourbon.
We're not drinking bourbon. Like I choose that one thing that I'm going to do well. And if it's not like having a drink, I'll make probably more. I'll be a little bit more lenient on myself on like when I choose to like participate. Like, like if someone had a baby and they want to smoke a cigar with them, like I would do that.
Relaxing it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But like
It's like almost like the spirit of Lent is like taking this idea of like, where can I find small fasts throughout the day that like help me enter into this liturgical season, right? Because this is about letting myself and why food is such a good thing. It's like literally letting myself hunger deeper for Christ, right? Like, and there's like ways that we like social media is like one of those things too, where it's like we blank out our hunger, whatever it is. Not maybe it is real hunger, but maybe it's other things that we're hungering for, like hungering for enjoyment, right?
Yeah.
Instead of being bored, or whatever the case may be, and we turn toward those things to fill us up. When like the whole spirit of like Lent is like to put ourselves into a place of desert, to put ourselves in a place of like longing for something more, and food is so good for that. Like, because like literally the blood sugar crashes, like I was talking about. Like the first like Wednesday, the hardest, because I usually fast like more like the traditional like two small meals and like one large meal on Wednesdays and Fridays throughout all of Lent. Like that's kind of like been my tradition the last few years. Exodus kind of set the tone for that a little bit.
Right.
And the Friday after Ash Wednesday, the last 2 or 3 years, kicks my butt every time. Like, what Ash Wednesday is fine. Like, it's not too terribly hard, but like, then you get the reprieve on Thursday, and then Thursday your body's like revolting against you, and it's like, and like I'm like trying to sit there at work, and I'm like my brain is just like offline. And
yeah, you've heard of Fat Tuesday, but I have cereal Saturday because there's nothing better than that Saturday bowl of cereal that's right after that first Friday.
Yeah, amen to that. But it's like why is food so powerful? Because it's like this Friday after Ash Wednesday really hit me, where it was like, that's what my spiritual life is like.
Yeah.
When I don't like turn to the Lord.
Yeah.
I am so like wrecked and helpless.
That exact thought has been really creeping into my mind this Lent, because not this last summer, the summer before, I had a priest during confession. He was just talking about daily prayer life. He's like, our daily prayer is like the food of eternal life. Yeah. It's just like, you don't go a whole day without eating, because your physical body needs that energy from the food to move on,
to make it through the day. Yeah.
And your spiritual life works the exact same way. So this Lent, as I was feeling hungry, that thought just came rushing back into my mind. Like, it's just like, man, this is what, when I fast and I like let myself be hungry, this is what my spiritual life is like. Like when I don't pray.
Yeah.
If I go a whole day without praying, that's how hungry my soul is.
Yeah.
And like, honestly, I've had other strategies on like how like to kind of think about what hunger is, and like offering up your suffering, like your hunger to like other people helps me get through it too. But that's what's been getting me through it this Lent, is that like just like transforming that hunger into that spiritual hunger of my soul, like thinking of it that way. Yeah,
it's super powerful, because it's just like without food, we're in a starvation place. Like we can't function, and it's interesting because you can ignore that like need in the spiritual realm a lot easier than the physical realm. But the need's no less, right?
Probably even greater.
Probably greater. Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not probably, for sure.
Yeah. But like it's praise God that He gives us like material being and material like signs to like actually see that. And why the church in her wisdom like is like, hey, you should fast from food. like that's like what I'm recommending here, just so you can get in touch with. You
mean that priest that told me that last summer, and my thoughts on this right for this year are not new?
Yeah, 2,000 years old at least. But it's like, it's wild, because it's like almost even like affirmative of the Eucharist. Like in a lot in ways, it's like you need me. Like you need like to gnaw on my body and like receive my blood. You need sustenance. Like, and like even like was it from John, like. You only bear fruit like by being on the vine, right? Like you need to be nourished by Christ, which is like, and it's mind blowing. It's like how much the Lord is like going to like create us intentionally to need food, and then give us himself as food in the Eucharist, and then be like, now you need to fast because like you need to know what it means to be hungry, and like what that looks like. So anyway, I think as a church, like our catechesis around fasting could be a little bit better at times.
Yeah.
But maybe that's not true. I don't know. People could disagree with me in the comments. Like
they'd be wrong.
Exactly. Maybe it's like a level of like, just like the deeper you like grow in your faith life, the more like, and I'm not saying I'm like, like in the unitive way, and I'm like floating on clouds here. I'm not saying I'm super holy by any means, but like maybe it is just a process of like growing.
And honestly, it's just I think it is like the church's like thing, because there needs to be a call on people like to step into the furtherness, like, because I gonna have these like opinions until again, they would think it was last Lent or 2 Lents ago, but it was like the Sunday before Lent or the first Sunday of Lent, and I was at a mass that the priest explained fasting in a way that I was really like calling on the congregation. He's like, the catechism says you like to bare minimum requirements to avoid sin is to fast on Wednesday and Friday, which is 2 small meals and 1 large meal. He's like, we shouldn't be doing the minimum to avoid sin. We should be doing the maximum to achieve, like, not achieve heaven, but like achieve heaven.
Not heresy, but whatever it is to try our best.
However you say that in a non-heretical way.
Sure.
But we should be doing.
John Paul II would say, fully actualize our potentiality.
I didn't. That's what I'm going for. Yeah. But we should be doing the most we can for our love of Christ and for what he's done for us.
Yeah.
And not just viewing everything from a bare minimum lens.
Yeah. And that could balloon us into like such a large topic on Lent in general, because it's like the beloved, like the bridegroom as a concept is like super impactful. Like when we look at like why would we do more than the bare minimum? It's like, well, like look at like the husbands out there who are listening, look at your wives. Like if you do the bare minimum for your wife, like the relationship might be there, but it's probably hanging on life support, right? Like like you want your relationship with your wife to like be fruitful and like to be joyful, and like that requires us to do a lot more than the bare minimum. And like the same could be said with the relationship with our Lord. And that's why Lent like is such a powerful season, because it lets us move into a place where we choose to like put ourselves in a place of like asceticism, like being able to choose beyond ourselves, being able to choose even beyond our bodily need for some greater good, which is wild. So what would we rate this? Lent reviewed, reviewing specifically, looking at, I guess, the church's teaching on fasting.
I would.
Well, like, I guess, like, maybe let me hone in a little bit more.
Yeah.
I guess, like, the current catechesis that we're receiving from people who have been entrusted to us.
I would give it...
Or we've been entrusted to.
I would give it 1 small meal out of a scale of no bigger than another small meal added to make a full meal.
All right. I feel like it's a fair rating. 1 small meal.
1 small meal.
Yeah, I would give it about a medium-sized Ash Wednesday mark on the forehead, right in the middle there.
Yeah. You can tell it's a cross.
Kind of, if you squint.
Yeah, it's not just a dot.
Yeah, it's there though.
Yeah.
Yeah, some priests really like put it on thick. Like, yeah, right. There's no one who's going to mistake you for anything but Catholic.
Yeah. Indelible mark.
Yeah. It's supposed to be invisible, but they made it real visible. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Hey Brother Podcast. Do us a favor, if this is something that you enjoyed, you liked, comment in the comment section below. Let us know what you guys think about me and Mitch's thoughts on Lent. What do you think about Lent? What do you think about fasting? And if this was a helpful episode, share it with a brother, like, subscribe, and if you want to find out more about what I do as a mentor, you can go to craftedformore.com, where I have a practice set up to help men become who it is that they're created to be. So thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you guys next week. God bless.
Thanks for listening to the Hey Brother podcast. If this episode has been a blessing for you, help us grow by sharing it with a brother who needs it. Visit craftedformore.com for more resources in growing a brotherhood, pursuing chastity, and overcoming addiction. Don't settle for less. Hit subscribe, and let's become the men God has created us to be.